chemistry fans. Today, we are going to explore Unit 13, Topic 2. This is nomenclature. This is naming acids. Let's jump right into where we're supposed to be here. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's share our screen and we can get into it. Okay, so actually, this is not going to be as bad because we've already gone through the units of how to name many of our compounds. So this is going to be somewhat of a review for you. What we have to understand first is that there are two different ways to name acids. There are the binary and there's the ternary. And the binary means, as it implies from the name, that there are two parts to it. There is the hydrogen part and there is the non-metal, or there is the metal, the non-metal portion of it. When we have this binary structure, in other words, it's going to have two elements, not two atoms, but two elements. We're going to use the prefix hydro. We're going to use the suffix ic. So, as it were, we could have H and Br, and that makes it binary. We could also have H2S. That's also binary. Even though it has three atoms, it's still binary because it has H and some other element. And then we could go to H3P. And all of these are binary acids. How we name this is by putting the prefix hydro in front, the root of the word, and then we add the suffix ic. So where this is hydrobromic, this is hydrosulfuric, and this is, or hydrosulfic, and this is hydrophosphoric or hydrophosphic. All right, so a few examples. Again, here's hydrofluoric, hydrobromic, hydrosulfuric, hydrotelluric, hydronitric, hydroarsenic. Oh, this is tricky. You want to say water, it's hydroxic and hydroiodic. All right, now what if we have ternary? Ternary means the polyatomics. So there are two different types of polyatomics, if you remember. So if you have SO4 and you have SO3, the suffix on the higher number is ATE. The suffix on the lower number of oxygens is ITE. So what happens as an acid is that they also take different suffixes, but we don't use ate and ite anymore. We use ic and us to tell you that they are in fact acids. We no longer use the prefix hydro. That's only if it's binary. So if we were to make these into acids, H2SO4 and H2SO3, so now we would have sulfuric acid and sulfurous acid as the two different types of acids here. So let's continue with this idea. Here it is. That was sulfuric acid. And then here is sulfurous acid. This one, it is chlorate. So it becomes chloric acid, not hydrochloric, just chloric. These are all polyatomics. This is bromate. So it becomes bromic acid. This is nitrate, so it becomes nitric acid. Now this one is nitrite, so it becomes nitrous acid. This one is phosphate, so it becomes phosphoric. And now here's a tricky one, because this one has four different suffixes. There is HClO4, ClO3, ClO2, and ClO. This is perchlorate, so it would be perchloric. This is just chlorate, so it becomes chloric. This is chlorite, so it becomes chlorous. And this is hypochlorite, so it becomes hypochlorous. Hypochlorous is the name for this last one, hypochlorous. Okay, now bases, they all end with OH. So they all have the suffix hydroxide. It is a polyatomic ion of its own. So these are very simple to name. You just put the name of the metal first. So this is sodium hydroxide, barium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide. Now this is a tricky one because manganese is a transition metal. And we must use the number with this one. So this calls to mind some old skills. So the name of this base is actually manganese 7 hydroxide. And that's good enough for what we need to know about acids and bases and how to name them. Thank you very much. I will talk with you again soon. Hope you enjoyed the review or some of the new stuff.